Well, this is a place where I grew up. Some things have changed. Some things haven't. I don't know about the qualities of my old camera yet. I still haven't charged a new one. I just got in late last night and haven't done a thing yet. But they've put up towers. They've put up windmills out here. Hundreds and hundreds of windmills last year, which is different. It's the old school. This is where my dad went to school. It's pretty cool that he now owns it. He used to walk to school every day from down the road. The house down there, that little clump of trees, that's where he grew up and lived. That's where my grandpa lived. And my dad walked. Right here. It's pretty cool. The old school benches are still in here, all in a row, tied together. All the old school grades from the teachers is still in there. You can see the grades that my dad and his sister got when they were kids growing up. You can see all their grades and all their marks in the books. It's all up there in the attic. All the old class books and study material and everything is still up in there. My sister and I used to go in here and play school when we were kids and use everything. A little bit of history, it's sort of nice. It's farm country. Nothing but farm country out here for miles and miles and miles. 2 miles away in this direction is the Lake Huron, one of the biggest freshwater lakes actually in the world. Where I grew up.
In cornfield?
Yeah. Well, this is what I grew up with right here. Just fields and fields. A couple houses per mile. Not very much. It's peaceful. But now we have these windmills everywhere. In a minute we'll get a nice view of a bunch of windmills. There's one. All these came up last year.
There's 68 more going in.
68 more going up. That's crazy. How many are there now?
73 here.
There's 73, okay. But they're all across up to Saginaw, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're going all the way to Seaboy.
Seaboy. That's a lot of windmills. But this is all flat land. There's no hills, no mountains. Not even many trees due to all the cornfields. It's perfect windmill area. Hi, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project here in Michigan. Finally made it all the way. It was a long trip yesterday. And my parents have a bit of a surprise for me. I'll show you here in a minute. I've got a new car. My parents have bought me a nice new vehicle due to the fact that my Honda has been destroyed. And well, I want to say for everybody, thanks Mom and Dad. And my dad is actually holding the camera. You can do a walk around here. That's probably, I'd have to say, the nicest looking car I've ever owned up to this date. Leather interior, nice sporty vehicle. And so this is why they had me fly into Michigan. Not just to go up to the cabin, but to pick up a car.
Looks like a cockpit in a jet now.
It does. It's a nice looking thing.
There you go.
It's really nice. So we'll take this home and I'll show you a little bit more of the car later on. Just driving my car home. Just wanted to show you a view of all these windmills out here. They're everywhere. These didn't exist until just this year. It's amazing how fast they went up. Look at this wide open country for miles and miles and miles. Just wide open land. This is where I grew up. place. There's a big tower. The camera makes it look smaller and farther away than it is. That thing is huge. Well, this car has got some nice things here to it. It's got a fuel range gauge. It's actually going up and up and up as I drive, because I usually drive pretty efficient. I'd say it's got 3/4 tank. Nah, just over half tank, I should say. Just over half tank. And the fuel range is going way up as I drive. So it shouldn't be too bad on gas. Nice car stereo. I haven't had a stereo in a car in many years. 7 years since I've had a car stereo. That's nice. So, it's a good looking car. At the car dealer down the road, actually only 2 miles from my parents' place, he had this, we were chatting about what I do, and he had this solar panel sitting there, and he let me have it for $20. And it's not a bad deal. It's a Kyocera 40-watt solar panel, and it's got a nice little box here. I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't know if that's a charge controller, which I think it actually might be, because it came with battery clips. You're gonna need some cleaning or replacing, but this is probably, I'm not sure, maybe $200 originally. I'll have to look it up. I definitely will look it up. But there's a nice solar panel for $20. And also, he let me have this for $20. This is a little bit rigged up a little bit. They had broken the switch, so they put on this massive 175 amp battery switch on it, which alone is worth $20. But this has got a light. It's got power inverter, air compressor, 2 12-volt power accessories, and inverter built in, USB port. Very nice. So that was for $20 a good deal. I guess he said they're $120 originally, and jump starter on the back. I couldn't pass that up with the inverter and everything in there for emergency backup power. That's a good thing to have. Well, the interior, this car is sort of nice. It's got these neat lights all over the place. There's red and there's white here, red lights here. This was a luxury vehicle in its day. Leather interior. Electric windows. The seat moves forward, backwards, tilts. The front tilts up and down, the back tilts up and down, the backrest tilts back and forth. There's multiple lumbar supports on the seat adjustment. It has passenger temperature control, which is pretty amazing. So the passenger has his own temperature control. The original owner's manual is here. Nice. It's got, I mentioned the stereo, which is something I haven't had. It's got automatic, which I have to figure out. It decides what's best. And then it's got this, all these gauges. It's got a trip meter. It's got, tells you how much gas you're using, what's your miles to the gallon, what's your average speed, how many miles you can get left on the tank, and a bunch of other stuff I don't even know. That's sort of cool. What do we got here? Oh, there. Radio functions on the steering wheel. Fan and temperature controls on the steering wheel. I didn't even see that before. Very nice. It's got good sound. Oh wow, I didn't even see that. There's a compass. I can't focus. There's a compass in the mirror. I gotta see if that works. There's some light sensors up on here. There goes my dad walking by. And there's some, the sunroof has a bunch of controls and stuff. There's a bunch of, I think this is probably garage door, but I don't know. I'll have to figure all this out. There's buttons all over the place. This mirrors with adjustable lights. That I've never seen before. That's cool. slide out visor extensions on both sides. Oh, here's what's this? Nothing. Thought that was something extra. So it's a pretty nice car all the way around. All kinds of controls and gadgets, more than I've ever had in a car. It's pretty clean, pretty good. Massive trunk, goes way back there. Really huge trunk. It's got a spare tire, tools, tinted lights. Actually looks pretty nice. Sporty looking. Nice curves to it. It's a sporty car. It was their top of the line sport luxury vehicle for Oldsmobile. And I'll show you the engine here in a minute. Actually, the hood is on hydraulic. What do you call these things? Gas pistons, shocks. Gas shocks. Yeah, gas shocks. You release the secondary catch on the hood, and the hood slowly rises open for you. It's very nice. The engine is pretty clean for its age. It's really nice and clean. It's a V8. Now I'll fire it up. You can hear the silence of this thing. It's pretty impressive. Not bad at all. It's pretty quiet. There's my fuel range based. Oops. Change oil. Yeah, I got an oil change. Fuel range 210 miles based on how I'm driving now. How many gallons I've used on this tank on this fill up. Let me see. Average speed. Engine oil life. Oh, interesting. All kinds of neat stuff. Engine is quiet. Really quiet. When you're driving, you hear nothing. Nothing at all when you have the windows down. It's nice. Oh, and my dad mentioned we have freaking flyer miles down at this shop where we got this. My first car actually came from there, and they buy all their vehicles down there. Just 2 miles away. It's convenient. Have good standing with the guy. It's one of these, that's a generator for one of the windmills. And they had to cut the fields around and extend the they had to extend and make this turning radius in the fields. They had to modify the roads and do a whole lot of work. And then they got these long channels going into the fields, these long roads they built, put up these windmills. And I just got, well, actually I can't drive. He said it's going to take an hour to back this up into here. I just thought that was really cool. Look at the size of that trailer. Actually, those towers up there, that's the new power lines that they put up for those windmills. I'm standing at the base of this tower. The thing is humongous. And that square thing that I just saw in that truck is what you see up there. That's the generator itself. Again, these all went up. They're everywhere right now. These all went up in the last year because we're right at the edge of the Great Lakes. Actually, that one's spinning. It's barely even perceptible that it's spinning. But this is the new countryside here because we're right by the Great Lakes. The wind here is pretty good and steady. But that's home now. That's where I grew up.